You can get Nano Force completely free on Quest 2 right now because it's in early alpha. And this game is seriously Splatoon in VR. You jump into the game and you end up in your own private room. You've got different avatars to choose from, different weapons to choose from, and it is a very early build, but it's very promising already. Although the game hasn't been out for long, it may be harder to find a full lobby, but there is times if you join their Discord, you can find out when all the people are going to be in game so that you can play full rounds of this. But so far it's new enough and little known enough. It's only got 16 ratings, but still about a 4.7 rating. 74% of those are 5 stars and just 13% 4 and 3. People saying things like, great game, it's Splatoon, it's really fun. But people saying it's obviously early alpha, it still needs work, it's got promise, but it's got a long ways to go. I will caution you, if you are not used to a lot of motion in VR, this game may be a bit much for you, because you can paint the floors with paint, you can paint the walls, the buildings, and then you can duck down into that paint and move really fast, move up buildings, jump around. It's really cool, but it's definitely for people who've got their VR legs. If you've dreamed of snowboarding in VR, Slowp is a way to do it for free and early access right now on the Quest. It's a little bit of an unusual control style. Either of your controllers becomes your 2 feet on the snowboard, and then you use that to then fly it down the mountain. I actually got fed up with trying to figure out the control style like that, and I just strapped my controllers directly to my feet, and I had an absolute blast trying to play this way. It's obvious the game isn't meant to be played this way. You can't quite put the pressure down you need to on either side of the board, but it was a blast doing it this way. This just came out on April 18th, and it's currently sitting at a 4.3 rating. 78% of that is 5 stars, saying it's a great game for snowboarders. You must play, you're gonna love it. And some lower reviews saying that the game didn't work for them, didn't work on Quest 1, they couldn't figure out how to snowboard. I will say the first time I tried to open it, there's a screen right in the beginning that warns you, this is an early build, it's gonna change a lot, there will be bugs and glitches, and the game didn't open for me until I left, came back a second time and opened it, and then I was able to get in just fine. You race down a mountain, there's different obstacles, and then there's other players' ghosts that you can then see to try and compete with, get better times than them. And who knows, maybe you'll see my time. The second round, I got a little bit better at it, so I made it down the mountain a little faster. Divine Duel only released about 2 months ago and already has 542 ratings. This is a tactical fighting game, almost like a deity simulator, where you are not only fighting your opponent, but there's also layers of real-time strategy where you are summoning your followers to help them attack mythical creatures and even elemental weapons like asteroids. You choose what type of celestial you're going to be and use all different kinds of weapons against them, even dragons. This has you moving physically around inside your play space, dodging attacks and fighting back, and looks like a lot of game to currently be free with a 4.9 rating. This game has tons of 5-star ratings, 94% of them are saying it's the very best. You gotta try it. Favorite game for a lot of people now. And with very few 1% 1-star ratings, people are saying things like it gets repetitive, they feel like they're playing the same battle over and over, but for the most part, everyone loves this game. Divine Duel is just rated 10 up, so it's definitely worth checking out. There are going to be links in the description to all the games and in a comment pinned down below as well. Do you remember the days of Rock Band? Well, what if you could be in a virtual band playing in all corners of the universe? Band Space has you doing that, and it's a co-op VR rhythm game. Whether you're playing the drums, the guitar, keyboard, or even the bass, you're playing all over the universe, different planets, looking up into space. This game is currently in early access, but it does include 2 scenes, Cyberpunk and Apocalypse, with different scenes coming, including concert, desert, and more. Only 10 ratings so far. This game doesn't seem to be very well known. It came out just on April 24th, so it has not been out long. 4.1 ratings so far, 70% 5-star ratings, but 20% 1-star ratings. 5-star ratings saying it's worth it, huge potential, it's a great game, their dream game. 1-star saying that sometimes the updates mess it up, other things in the game aren't working, they can't get past certain stages. Keep in mind this is in early access, so glitches are expected there, but for free and for all this game is trying to do, it's definitely worth checking out. Now, along that same musical vein, Air Drums is a new game that just came out in late April, but I've got to warn you, disclaimer real quick, I tried to open this game multiple times and every time it just froze my Quest. I had to switch user or I had to restart it, and I never got this game open. So if you're here right at launch, might be a time to wait, or if you've come to this video a week later and it works great, let me know in the comments. But Air Drums is a drum set that you play with actual hand tracking. It's supposed to be just for fun. You feel like you're in a garage band. It's not advertising. It's going to teach you the drums. And with 0 reviews so far, I'm wondering if no one else has gotten the game to work. If you have, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. This is not conducive to me getting anything done. It's really not. One of the games on this list that I came across that I am the most excited for is called Decommissioned, and it looks like a much more realistic version of Among Us VR. You find yourselves in a space station on Mars. The space station is about to explode. It's on the brink of collapse, and you and the other people have to try and save the station. There is, however, a mole. This has up to 8 players. It has hand tracking or controllers, uses your eye tracking if you have a Quest Pro. Now, for now, this seems to be more of an open source project made for Quest developers, although it was something I was able to get into even on my own and check out. But if you had a crew of 8 people to fully play and understand this experience, it looks like it could be a lot of fun. It actually uses your built meta avatars as well to give a higher level of realism. This is something I've definitely got to reach out to some of you on the Discord or here and find a crew of people to test this out together, because it looks really promising and cool, but you got to have a crew of people to play it. And with that, it's only got 6 ratings at 2.5 stars. Mostly negative reviews that have been written so far, either saying it doesn't load, looks like it's going to be an Among Us VR ripoff, or people saying they're interested in it, but they weren't able to get enough people in to play it and see what it's like. If you get a crew of people together and play this, please tell me what you think, or I would love to join in and get with somebody out there and check this out, because this does look really cool. In another dueling style game, Eyeliens and Heroes puts you in different heroes' bodies from different times that aliens have captured and put into capsules and then pitted against each other for their entertainment. You're stuck on a moving platform that is approaching another moving platform of your enemy and potentially online multiplayer, and there's all kinds of equipment for you to try and kill each other. If you don't take each other out before your platforms touch, all your equipment stops being useful and you just have to punch, fight, and dodge against each other. There's even different unlockable skills that can help you out, and this game has not been out long, but has got 6 ratings, all of which are 5 stars. A perfect 100% rating, yet 0 written reviews. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Stack is a VR game I can't believe I hadn't heard of yet. This is currently beta content, but it is one of the best graphical designed games that we've seen yet today. Stack is a VR multiplayer game where you are dashing through post-apocalyptic environments and you are using your disc and bouncing it to try and eliminate your opponents. There's duels, there's teams, and this is for people who like fast-paced sports games. There's even different modes: 1v1, deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag, a control point setup, and of course there is things like unlockable cosmetics, season passes. Really familiar with these type of games. With 73 ratings, it's at about a 4.4. This game has only been out since December. 71% 5-star ratings. People saying they were surprised. This is an awesome game. It's really good. People really loving it, but leaving notes to the developer in the reviews, which the developer seems to respond to most of them. And most of the lower reviews saying that it has a lot of potential, but they haven't been able to find other people in the server, or some people, of course, saying that other people in the servers weren't nice. Always a risk with VR multiplayer games, but this is a game that I feel like needs more exposure. Can you believe we made it this far into a new free games list without a Gorilla Tag clone? Well, here's the one for the list: Baboom Paradise. That's Baboom, not Baboon. It's a locomotion based game. They say it's funny to play. Like Gorilla Tag, it's got different maps: iced forest, backrooms, horror, no gravity, cosmetics, and updates coming. Only 5 reviews so far with a 4-star rating. Basically 2 written reviews. One says mega nice, the other says bad. If you're into Gorilla Tag clones and you get into this one, let me know how it stacks up against all the other Gorilla Tag clones we've checked out now. Waddle, A Penguin's Tale was funded by the National Science Foundation. It's an educational VR experience, it claims, and it aims to provide you perspective on the challenges of everyday life of the Antarctic Adelie penguin. This is a very short and it can be a cute experience. Definitely made simply and cheaply. You have to waddle, literally waddle in your headset to move forward, and it kind of jumps forward. It doesn't move smoothly as it does, which if you can get past that, there is some fun, weird little details in this. You can go see the models of penguins. You can play around with some of the environmental stuff. And at the very end, there's an egg. Your goal is to get there and make this egg hatch. That's not very clear in the game. It doesn't really tell you that. You have to kind of figure this out on your own. I played through show mode because there's also 2 other modes, one of which had a password on it. The research mode did. It's only got 2 ratings so far at 5 stars, no written reviews. If you have a few minutes, you want to be a penguin, go check this out. This is not like Penguin Paradise or other ones that are like Gorilla Tag. This is like someone made a VR experience for their first time, and you get to check out what the penguin world is like. And there is a little bit of charm to it. I'll leave that little bit of charm as a surprise to you if you do try it out, but it's definitely pretty janky. So it's something you be prepared. You're gonna have to work your way through it if you do try it out. With all that said, that was all kinds of new games we found. Some really cool ones in this list. I was really impressed by this, but if there's others out there you haven't checked out, let me know in the comments what they are, and we'll try and cover those in future videos. Thank you once again for coming out, and I will see you in another reality.